LVMH Watch Week 2026 was one of the fair's biggest editions yet, and it certainly seems as if Louis Vuitton has begun to fully embrace its future as a proper watchmaker. If you look at the integrated bracelet tambour as LV's renaissance, then the grandeur and complications of its new Escale models represent the Maison entering its Baroque period. LV launched no less than 6 new references across 3 new complications for this year's LVMH Watch Week in Milan, but we'll be zeroing our attention in on 2 of them for this video, both of which are travel watches: the new Escale Twin Zone and the Escale Worldtime. Let's start off with the Louis Vuitton Escale Twin Zone, which is a watch that asks a horological question I never previously considered. What's better than one hand to indicate a second time zone? Well, it's 2 hands, of course, and that's what the Escale Twin Zone offers. It's actually got a secondary central handset displaying both hours and minutes, allowing wearers to track 2 time zones with more precision, especially when considering those pesky 30 or 45-minute differences. Apart from the Twin Zone now officially becoming the favourite watch of anyone living in South Australia, it executes this in a way that doesn't require 2 separate dials. Instead, the skeletonized hands show home time, with a day-night indicator at the north pole of the globe detail on the dial connected to this home time. And then, the faceted lancet hands show your current local time. It might look a little bit confusing at first glance, but actually this is a pretty brilliant way of executing a dual-time watch. The Twin Zone comes in a 40mm rose gold case that's 12.52mm thick, and it houses a new La Fabrique du Temps caliber, the LFT VO 15.01. This movement allows you to hide away those skeletonized hands when not needed, as they only spring into action when you pull out the crown, with both the local hour and minute hands adjusted independently of each other and in 1-hour increments for the former. Again, sounds confusing, but the operation is quite intuitive once you have the watch in hand. In any case, this movement matches the case material with a rose gold rotor, beats at 4 Hz, and has a 68-hour power reserve. We move on from a subtly complicated watch to one that is a little less subtle, at least visually, the Louis Vuitton Escale Worldtime. Now, if this colour scheme is a bit familiar, well, you're not mistaken. The many flags of the original Escale have been a signature feature of this model for well over a decade. But this 2026 release elevates them to heights never previously reached. The 24 flags surrounding the central dial are actually miniatures painted in grand faux enamel, requiring 80 hours of work per dial, plus a carefully controlled sequence of dozens of kiln firings. Another novelty for the Escale Worldtime is that it's now in platinum, as indicated by a saffron sapphire embedded into the caseback of the 40mm by 12.8mm case. The movement is also new, with its LFT VO 12.01 elevating the complication. It's also an automatic with a rose gold rotor and achieves a decent power reserve of 62 hours. As you might have noticed, the Escale Worldtime only has 1 hand circling that central dial section, which features a grained texture that pays tribute to Louis Vuitton's historic monogram canvas. That hand is a minute hand, which, when it completes its trip around the dial, sees the 24-hour ring jump hour by hour. Superficially, it seems mechanically simple, when in fact it's a bit unusual. I'm a big fan of this watch's design. I've always liked the really nautical flag motifs of the Escale, but many enthusiasts have found them a bit much. However, I think the Escale Worldtime has executed them in a much more refined way, with the flags now not only used as a colourful highlight, but also as a show of enamel craftsmanship. Look, in general, I'm a sucker for a travel watch, whether that's a Worldtimer or a GMT watch, but what I particularly like about these 2 Louis Vuittons is that they both offer unique takes on the format, whether that's from a functional perspective like the Twin Zone, or more from an aesthetic one like the Worldtime. It's also particularly fitting to see Louis Vuitton making interesting travel watches when, if you pause and think about it, Louis Vuitton is a brand that's always been about travel, having made its fame as one of Europe's premier trunk and luggage makers in the 19th century. But I'm curious, which of these 2 Escales is your favourite? Let me know in the comments. The Louis Vuitton Escale Worldtime and Escale Twin Zone are both available now, priced at $57,500 for the Twin Zone and $94,500 for the Worldtime. You'll find a complete list of specs for both of these watches in the description of this video, And you can head to time+tidewatches.com for our full coverage of LVMH Watch Week, including all of Louis Vuitton's releases. If you've enjoyed this video, consider giving it a like and subscribing if you haven't already. It's the best way you can support us. And until next time, don't be a stranger.